So as beings of peace, we all are truly embodiments of peace. And therefore we don't have to look for peace anywhere else. This is what Om Shanti means. But in order to experience peace, we have to become aware of our true nature, because the nature of the self or soul is peace. So once I'm aware that I am a soul and my nature is peace, I will not look for peace outside, but I will awaken myself in order to experience peace. And therefore, whenever any occasion arises where there is some disturbance, some peacelessness, we always say Om Shanti, that is, be in your true nature or religion of peace. I'm very happy to be here to speak on a very deep subject, the deep secrets of karma. To understand the deep secrets of karma, we have to first of all understand what karma means. Karma, in literal terms, it means an action. Any action we do is karma. We can say it's a verb. To sit, to eat, to drink, to stand, to talk, to sing, to dance, or whatever, to do anything. It's an action. And in Sanskrit, the word is karma, which means an action. But if we want to know the secrets of this word karma, we go even deeper. It's not merely an action, but it is the action as well as the reaction. Because action and reaction go together. Whenever there's an action, there's definitely a reaction too. But then the deep secret of karma is that when that reaction will happen, with what intensity it will happen, when it will happen, how it will happen, that is not known immediately. And therefore, karma philosophy remains a secret. Because along with karma, so many other factors also are involved. We can compare karma to a seed. And to understand karma as a seed, we can understand the reaction of that action as the fruit. So action and reaction, according to Newton's third law of motion, are equal and opposite. That's what we say. As you sow, so shall you reap. This is what is mentioned in every religion. So this is action and reaction. So karma philosophy means karma, the action, the seed, and the reaction is the fruit. If I sow a mango seed, I will definitely get a mango fruit. I won't get an orange fruit. So this is the simplest way to understand karma philosophy. But then it's not always that you sow one seed and you get only one fruit in return. You can get so many fruits. Also, the seed has to be sown in a proper season. The soil also should be fertile. You have to also water the seed. You have to protect the seed. You have to Make sure that when the fruit comes, you should not pluck it raw. You have to allow it to ripen before you pluck it from the tree. And once you get the fruit, you have to eat and you have to share with others. This is how we understand fruit, the seed and the fruit. But then those seeds, when to sow them, when we get the fruit, is all what we understand as botany. In botany, we learn all that. But this karma theory, or the seed and fruit in karma, or action and reaction is karma in karma, is not understood so easily. There are many reasons for it. One reason is that seed could be one, but fruits are many. Therefore, that action could be so small, but the reaction could be very, very great. For example, and also it can happen that the action happens, but the reaction doesn't happen, or it just goes a waste. It's like you make a large sound, but in open space, where there are no trees, no rocks, no walls, nothing. It's open space, very barren. And you make a very large sound, but that large sound will not be able to be heard at all because it just disappears in the thin air. But that same sound, if you make in a dome which is closed, then it can echo hundredfold. So sound is the same, but the result is many times more. And therefore it is not so easy to understand it immediately. Why? Because where you are making that action, doing that action, and what is the intention behind that, what is the purpose of doing that action, with whom you are doing that action, all that matters a great deal. And therefore it's so difficult to understand. And many people say that why am I getting sorrow? Because karma philosophy says that if you give sorrow, then you get sorrow. But sometimes we say, I don't give sorrow to anyone. But why am I receiving sorrow? And therefore the question arises how to understand karma philosophy. You cannot receive sorrow unless you have given sorrow. If you give happiness, then you should receive happiness. But there are many people who say, I give happiness to everyone and yet I receive sorrow. Now, there could be two reasons for this, that I'm giving happiness but I'm receiving sorrow. It's not because that it's the result of the happiness I'm giving, but it could be I must have given sorrow before, and now I'm reaping the fruit of that sorrow which I gave earlier. But now I'm giving happiness which is which is becoming dormant now, and I'll get the return in the form of happiness maybe after some time, because you don't get the fruit immediately. And also, I gave sorrow a little bit, but I get return so much more, because in front of whom am I saying it? And therefore, it's very difficult to understand karma philosophy to a simpleton. Sometimes we say, I don't give sorrow, but why does he think that I'm giving him sorrow? I'm not giving sorrow. I have no bad intentions. I have no impure feelings, but he thinks I'm giving him sorrow. Now, this is not because you are giving sorrow, it is because of his own karma, that person's own karma, which he has done in the past, and he's reaping sorrow of his karma. But then he points out the finger towards me that I am giving sorrow. Also, sometimes I don't give sorrow and I'm receiving sorrow, but then it's up to me to receive or not receive, to take or not take. If somebody gives something to someone, but the other one doesn't take, it means it will stay with him. It won't be given because the other one hasn't taken it. So too, I'm not forced to take sorrow. Nobody can give me sorrow without my permission, it is said. I am experiencing sorrow because I took it. And how I took it, how is sorrow or happiness experienced? It is all in the mind, we say. As you think, so you experience. As you think, so you become. If you think you are a very unhappy person, then no one can give you happiness. But if you think that you are a happy person, then no one can give you sorrow because it's all a state of your own mind. It's the way you think. So, happiness or sorrow, both are the state of your mind, and it takes only a second to switch over. It's darkness now, and you switch on and it becomes light. Similarly, I am very unhappy, I'm very unhappy, I may think now. But the next moment, I become aware that I'm a soul and my real nature is happiness. My real nature is peace. When I'm aware of that, then sorrow and peacelessness disappears in a second. And therefore, karma philosophy has to be understood in that way. Some people say telling lies is a sin. Stealing is a sin, killing is a sin. Now, if we take it in that way alone, in a very literal way or in a very limited way, then it would mean that speaking the truth is a virtue. It is a right action if I am speaking the truth. But in many aspects, it is seen that speaking the truth could be a bigger sin than speaking lies, Supposing you want to help someone who's going to do something wrong, and I'm helping him in that by speaking the truth. So not only will that person be sinned, but the one who has helped him to commit that sin will also be sinned. And therefore we have to be very cautious of in what are we really helping. It is good to donate, to give charity, but if it is for a wrong cause, if it is something which is against the nation, against the society, against the harmony of the people, then definitely charity is a good action. But giving in wrong hands can lead a sin of to be a sin by me. And therefore, everything is very relative in this world. And we say, supposing someone says to speak lies is a sin. But the greatest sin of speaking a lie is when I am body conscious. Actually, I'm not this body, but I'm a soul. But if I think I am a body, this physical body is definitely a very big lie. I am Mr. So and so, I'm an engineer, I'm a doctor, I am a lawyer, whatever you say. But then, is it true? I may be a lawyer today, but tomorrow I retire, then I'll have to put in bracket retired, whatever. So, truth is not that I'm a lawyer because I can retire and then I'm no more a lawyer. I can say I was a lawyer. So similarly, truth means something which is eternal. Truth is constant. Truth is unchanging. But these things are the form of labels which we put on ourselves are all changing. And therefore we say that this all that is changing is untruth. This physical body is changing. Today I may say I am young. Somebody may say I am old. So I'm young today, I will become old tomorrow. Today, if somebody says I am old, but he was young many years ago. So all that again, which whatever is changing is called untruth. But what is eternal? What is unchanging? That is the self, the soul, and that is the truth. So to become aware of the self as a soul is truth, and on the basis of this, whatever we do, we will do truthful actions. Any actions committed under the influence of body consciousness will become untruth. Because all those actions which are based on body consciousness result in lust, anger, greed, attachment, ego, jealousy, hatred, prejudice, all the impurities which we think of, they're all because of the influence of body consciousness. And in this way, we are committing so many sins. Somebody says, if I get only when I get angry, that then people work. Otherwise, people don't work until I get angry. But then anger is also a sin. When I'm angry, then somebody experiences sorrow, and I'm giving sorrow to someone. When I'm angry, I'm like putting, I'm like lighting fire. And if the other one reacts and gets angry with me, that will be like adding fuel to the fire. And no work is really accomplished through anger. The amount of work we can accomplish through love is so great compared to action or any work done through anger. So we say that we have to understand what is good, what is bad for us. Somebody may say stealing is a sin. We say today we are so attached to our own belongings. So attached. I say this is mine. So this possessiveness, attachment, this is also a very big sin. Because when we came in this world, we never brought anything. When we leave this world, we won't take anything with us. Nothing of this physical world will go with us, nor we brought when we were born. Even this body does not belong to me. Leave aside other physical things. So we have to understand karma philosophy to that spiritual level. And if I do any sinful action now, the result may not come now, because there are many people, they are doing all the wrong things in life, and yet they are so happy. So people wonder, is this justice? This person is so bad, so bad. He gives so much sorrow to people, but he's enjoying life. He's so wealthy. He's so well off, he's so happy. And this person so honest, so humble, so loving, and see, he is always being tortured, he's always experiencing sorrow, he's always unhappy because people give him a lot of sorrow. So the good people are experiencing sorrow, and the bad people are experiencing happiness. So this is not justice, no? But it is justice in a way that if somebody is really very happy now, and although he is committing wrong actions, it's not because of the wrong actions that he's experiencing sorrow. Maybe in the past he has committed some wrong actions for which he is experiencing sorrow now, but that is not visible. And therefore, we take it for granted it is this action which is resulting in this. But in God's world, everything is justice. There can never be injustice in this world. But then the only thing is that we need a lot of patience. Just like to reap the fruit, we need to have patience to allow that fruit to ripen on the tree. But if we pluck an unripe fruit and try to eat it, it will be sour, it will be bitter, it will be hard, it won't at all be juicy, it won't really give me any type of happiness. But if I allow it to ripen, then it will be sweet, it will be filled with juice, it will give me happiness, it will give me strength. And therefore, we say there's also a saying that it is better to have patience than to think about fruit immediately. So let there be patience. Patience bears sweet fruit. And in life too, we have to have a lot of patience, because many people think that they can, through sinful actions, they can become successful. But in God's world and God's dictionary, this is not success. What is success if I become wealthy? Okay, but then at the cost of my health, if I become wealthy, is it really success? Because I've lost my wealth. I've lost my health. There are people, half of their life, they are so much after money, so much after money that they lose their health in order to get wealth. And then after half their life, because they have lost their health, all that money which they got in half of their life, that they have to spend to get back their health. You know, that's what they do these days. How much money is spent on getting back the health which we lost because we ignored our health only to get wealth. But then, even much more than wealth, even much more than health, is what we really need in life is our character, is our virtues, is our values. And therefore, the saying goes, if wealth lost, nothing lost. Wealth is like the dust on our hands. We wash it. It's so easy to wash our hands and remove the dust, but again they become dusty. So wealth comes and goes. If wealth goes, we should not be very unhappy. If wealth comes, we should not be very happy because it can go again. So if wealth lost, nothing lost. But if health lost, something lost because health doesn't come back very quickly. Once health is lost, it takes time to come back. But with a lot of expense, we may get back our health with all the bills of our doctors and medicines and maybe whatnot. But but still we can get back our health, no doubt. But we say if character lost, then everything lost because character lost means it creates a bad black stain on the soul because that's what the soul carries forward. Wealth we don't carry forward. Even the physical body, the soul will not carry forward. But whatever karma the soul has done, these karmas accompany the soul. So that which accompanies the soul should be paid attention to more, is it not? What is not going to accompany me, people are paying attention to that more than attention to that which is going to accompany them. Isn't this ironical? We pay so much attention to money, and that's the first thing which will deceive us. How easy it is to lose everything physically. And people today are so proud of what their achievements are, which they can lose instantly. And we say, along with character, we say character lost, everything lost, not just for one life, not just for one birth, but even the future births, because that's what the soul carries with itself. So, what should we do now? Now, God is telling us we have to perform only righteous actions. So, what are righteous actions? Righteous actions are those actions which are performed in soul consciousness. I'm a soul and I'm looking at you as a soul. You are a soul, I'm a soul. We are children of one supreme soul. We are children of one God, the Supreme Father. And therefore, this is a one family, one world family. Today, we have so many religions, castes, creeds, colors, cultures, what not in the world today. But God never created them. It's we who have created them. It's we who have brought all these distinctions in the world, all these differences in the world. And because of these differences, how we have made this world a veritable hell. And now, if we really wish to change this world and make it a happy world, a heavenly world, a world in which everyone is peaceful, loving, happy, blissful, having those beautiful spiritual experiences in life, we have to finish off these distinctions. We have to finish off this body consciousness and become soul conscious and see everyone as a soul and the child of that supreme being. And when I'm conscious of myself as a soul, I perform all actions in the righteous way. I will always think of giving happiness to others. Even if someone's behavior is not good, because no two fingers are alike, no two thumbprints are alike, nothing is alike in this world. But we accept all. We respect all. We appreciate all because we watch this as a world drama. So, as we understand these things, we can live a very happy life in our family, in our relationships, and give respect and receive respect. Give happiness and get happiness, and we can make this world a better place to live in. Thank you. Thank you for listening patiently, and I'm sure from today onwards You will pay more attention to your karma and always remember whatever I do, that I will get back. So if I want happiness, I have to give happiness. I have to share happiness with all. And the beauty of this happiness is that the more I share, the more it will increase in me. Whatever I share, that will increase in me. And so, if I want happiness, let me give happiness to all through my thoughts, words, and actions. And I can make this world a better place to live in. Thank you. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. I can understand that this is a problem of many mothers. It's not a new problem. It is definitely a problem for mothers because these days children could be very naughty and mothers have to deal with those naughty children. But still, I would suggest that yes, you can explain to her sweetly, lovingly. You can show her a strict eye, and you can also give her some little bit punishment, but punishment in a sweet punishment, like mommy is not going to talk to you today. Mommy is, she is just a little bit punishment. There's a little bit of fright. That's all. But we say that we must never beat children. Never beat, come what may. Because today I'm beating the child, the child learns that only by beating work can be done. You know? And therefore it will form a habit of beating others because it is being beaten. So let anything happen, but don't beat. Don't give sorrow in that way. Actually, even this very word advise you said, I don't think it's the right word. Because you can always say, I'm giving a suggestion. Advice people may not accept. And so when you say suggestion, it's up to them to accept or not accept. So even this word advice could seem like, I'm more intelligent than you, I can give you advice. It's a suggestion, it's a sweet suggestion as a friend or as a well wisher. That's it. But to accept that suggestion or advice is up to that person. No, if that person thinks that, because first of all, I should correct myself. That I'm not giving advice. This is a suggestion. Because what I say, the other one must do, not possible. I can just give a suggestion to do or not do it at one's own responsibility. So with love, I give that suggestion. But if I'm giving that suggestion, or maybe I'm thinking it's advice with that strictness, with that little bit of being upset and saying something, then definitely it will give sorrow. But if I'm saying it with love, that one will not feel that I'm advising or I'm saying something which is very harsh. So I have to say it with love. That is very important. So we have to change more than that person has to change. We may not know. It's a good question. We may not know, but at least I can know that what I have to do now. I may not know of my past, that's okay. But what I have to do now, that I know, don't I? Please, sister. That I know now, don't I? So at this time, I should not get angry. I should not get upset. I should not behave in a rude manner. So I have to check myself first. If I am not, and if it is some karma of the past, it will be settled. But if I am creating new karma, then this will go on. So every time I have to check, make sure that I'm not doing anything wrong. So in this way, the karma will be settled, even if there is of the past. Okay. Sickness is definitely a karma. It is my karma. So I should accept it readily, happily, and settle that karma. Not be very unhappy, sad in settling the karma, because it's not somebody else's fault. It's my own karma. So if something which has been done by me, I have to accept it happily. Well, whatever we did, that was out of ignorance, no? So out of ignorance, we did all that. Had we known earlier, we would not have done those actions. But we think we are young, we can do whatever we like, whatever we wish, and therefore we do many wrong actions. But then, of course, we do regret for having done those actions, don't we? Although the experience comes late, or the realization comes late. But we always say that when one is young, that realization should come. But if it hasn't come, then we say, okay, you can finish off your bad karma of the past through meditation, through maybe bringing a change in your life. For example, if someone commits a murder, someone commits a murder and he's put into prison and he's given life imprisonment. Okay, he has to be whole life in the prison because that's the fruit of his karma, no? But then in the prison, if he changes himself, transforms completely, he's like a new birth for him, then his punishment is reduced. It's reduced. So whenever that means inner, whenever that feeling comes that yes, what I did was wrong and I'm going to change, so this, the thought or the determination to change enables him to give the strength to finish up the past karma. So it can be finished. And we say also meditation helps. Through meditation, we like burn away our sins of the past. But anyway, whatever action we do, we have to pay for those actions. But we can finish those paying for those actions if we change ourselves and we do meditation. And that transformation will give us to face any challenges if they come in, if they come. So it's always, they say that a saint has a past. Every saint has a past. It's not that every saint has always been good. He must have had a very bad past. But then when a thought came in him that I must change, he changed and became a saint. Hmm? So every saint has a past and every sinner a future, however big a sinner he may be. But if that thought comes that now I must change, he can become a saint. Why not? So it's all just a matter of switching on, changing the self. So never mind the past. We say past is past. Let bygones be bygones. Let that past teach me a lesson to change so that I don't do the same in the future. So if that is understood, then that helps me to finish the past. Because there are many people who repent a lot, who regret a lot, who cry a lot for their past. But no need to repent or regret or cry. Just learn a lesson and change. That's what we say.
Om Shanti. As I was listening to the word karma, I just wanted to share something. Um, you know, the word karma gives the kind of connotation that we always have to suffer. From the questions you have asked, that is what I think you understand. Karma means sorrow, suffering. But actually, karma always does not mean it has to be negative. There are three types of karmas that we perform on this field of action. One is called good karma, whether you call it as charity, good karma, or another type of karma is called vikarma, sin, negative action, and then of course neutral action. So it's not necessary we should always connect the word karma to suffering. Sometimes you find that when a baby is born, it brings so much of fortune with itself that it lightens the whole family. So that is why we say this child has brought good luck. Or sometimes when we see someone always happy, or have good relationship, good family life, we say, oh, this person is very fortunate, they have lot of good karma. So which means that there is also positive connotation. So it can be good or bad. So when there is enough of good karma in our credit, that is what is called good luck. So I just want to request all of you not to use the word with a negative connotation. It also has a positive connotation. Mhm. So it can be good karma. Like suppose, for example, I have always had good health and I always had good relationship with people. So that is a result of my past good karma. So another aspect I would like to share with you is a long-term effect of our karma. There is a long-term effect of negative karma and positive karma, and a short-term effect. So you don't need to wait for next birth. You don't need to wait for future to experience the result of your karma. Like short-term positive karma, say, there is a blind person or a old lady who cannot cross the road. You just hold her hand and help her to cross the road. What words comes from the heart of that lady? Thank you, may God bless you. Means you just did an action of kindness, a good action. All that you did was with good intention. You just helped that lady without any expectation. So you did good karma and you immediately got the result of that good karma is happiness, because you gave happiness to someone. So the same thing, a long-term good karma means, say you have a lot of wealth and you have used enough for yourself, you have some extra. So you donate, you donate to the poor, build hospital, build guest house, whatever. So it's a long term, it's investment. And so in the next birth, you are born with a good health, you're born with a good education, you're born to good parents. It's an investment. The same thing, short term negative karma means, say, I get angry with someone and I shout at the top of my voice, and that person feels so much of sorrow. So that is like I get the return. That's why when person gets angry, they become so exhausted and they lose their peace of mind afterwards. So result of short term negative karma. And the same thing, result of long term negative karma is, you kill someone, you murder someone with a bad intention, so you carry over to the next birth. Because many people think that, after a child is born, then it begins to perform action. Actually, our action begins the moment the soul enters the fetus of the mother. From then onwards, our action begins until the last breath. So always remember to make good karma your companion, because when you leave your body, nobody is going to accompany you. Your friends will come to the home to pay their last respects. Your parents will leave you in the crematorium. And then onwards, you have to go alone to face God. So who is going to give you witness that you have been a good person or you are a bad person? Your karma is your witness. So this is why they always say, watch your thoughts, because karma begins with thinking. So watch your thoughts. Always remember what you are thinking, because your thoughts are going to become words. And watch your words, because your words are going to become actions. Watch your actions are going to become habits. Watch your habit is going to become a character. And watch your character is going to become a destiny. So you are the architect of your destiny. You can make it or break it. Never ever blame God for your destiny. Some people say, oh, I am suffering. Maybe God wants me to suffer. It's okay. I don't mind. God doesn't want anyone to suffer. I just want to let you know that God doesn't interfere in your karma story. He only comes to guide us, to teach us what is right and what is wrong. The decision is yours. One interesting thing that we learn in Raj Yoga about karma philosophy is the free will. Up until today, we thought that, you know, whatever we are going through, it is destined. We cannot change. But as you understand the depth of Raj Yoga, you will come to understand you can change your destiny. There is a free will. When I use that free will, I can make my life better. That is how a dacoit can become a yogi. A thief can become a yogi because they did not sit there thinking I'm destined to be in the jail whole life, but they wanted to change. Use the free will. In that way, we are able to help ourselves. So we are in the field of action. We are reaping and sowing. What I am today is the reflection of what I was in the past, and what I'm doing today is what I am creating my future. So always remember, you are the architect. You have the pen in your hand to draw your destiny, the line of fortune as you like. So you can make it or break it. It's up to you. So one thing what we learn is that we must really practice karma and yoga together. What we call karma yoga. So when you become a karma yogi, you automatically change your action. And what is the meaning of karma yoga? Maintaining spirituality in action. So first of all, we have to be soul conscious. Who am I? And secondly, where I have come from. And thirdly, whose child am I? If I am able to connect all three together and create thoughts on the basis of that, I am able to maintain spiritual awareness, spirituality, and that will enhance my quality of action. So I can perform better action in that enlightened, in that stage of being wise soul. So I am sure some of you may have gone through the course. How many of you here have gone through the Raj Yoga meditation course? Can you raise your hand? And how many of you are here for the first time? Raise your hands, please. Okay. So I hope you will make time to experiment with the Raj Yoga meditation as Karma Yoga in your life, and you can see the quality of action, quality of life, both will begin to change. I allow my body, sit comfortably. I turn my mind within. I become aware of myself as a tiny point of light, a living light in the center of my forehead. This body is only my instrument I use to express my feelings, my emotions. I, the being of light, I am quite distinct from this body. I am a living light looking through these eyes. I am behind these eyes. I am hearing through these ears. I am separate. I can feel the energy flowing from my forehead to my whole body. As I begin to focus my thoughts inwards towards the being of light, I, the soul, I discover peace. I am peace. I am a being of peace. I am a peaceful soul. Vibrations of peace emerges from deep within. I feel calm, cool, and serene. I dive deep into myself. I also discover love. I am a being of love. I am a powerful soul, full of energy, light, filled with might. In this soul consciousness, I am totally inside, enjoying the feelings of being at peace with myself, loving myself, filled with energy. In this soul consciousness, I experience myself becoming very light. I am feeling so weightless that I can move away from this body. I am floating above this body, enjoying total freedom, just being a soul, being light. In this soul consciousness, I see myself in the presence of the Supreme Light. I am in the dimension of golden red light, facing the Supreme Light. I am connected to the source of light. The Supreme Light, like the sun, is radiating so much of light. I am receiving light filled with love, rays of light filled with peace. I enjoy this union with the Supreme Light. It feels like a child meeting the Father again after a long, long time. I take this peace, love, light and power from the Supreme, I am really feeling empowered in the company of this Supreme Light, my Supreme Father, the source of life. Total silence, deep peace, unlimited love, which I have been searching for such a long time. I found what I wanted in my life in this union with the Supreme Light. I feel I am totally energized, empowered. I am ready to return to the field of action, to perform actions. But from now, before performing any action, I will remind myself of three things. Who am I? Whose child am I? And where I have come from. By keeping the three awareness while performing actions, I will make each action a positive action that not only brings happiness to myself, to happiness to everyone I meet with. Now I understand my destiny is in my hands. I am determined to create a bright destiny for myself by using the power of thoughts in a positive direction. With this kind of practice, not only I make my life of the present and future bright, together we can make this world a better place to live in. I take this inspiration today to think of the consequences before I perform any action, before I speak any words. Because I realize my action will bring equal reaction. So let me promise myself I will think positive, I will think good and be good and always do good. Om Shanti.